This is Monday. We are on week 10. So this is Monday and Wednesday of routing and switching. First thing on Monday, Patty Hansen came and talked to the networking class about Career Day. Career Day is April 4th, 11 to 2. You can get more information here. Alright, and Monday what the students did was they worked on a scenario, multi-layered switch, more on that in a minute. Layer 2 switch, and then they created a routing port, and they did inter-VLAN routing here, trunk, network connection. Alright, now on Wednesday we in networking we looked again at the multi-layered switch and got started on access list. So, multi-layered switch, we reviewed some of the key points in the configuration. You have to turn on IP routing, set some VLANs on some ports, whatever VLAN you're using in your scenario. Okay, so over here I listed some VLANs. We created VLAN 10, 20, maybe 99. And then you could test it by putting some PCs on the ports that you assigned. Then you can create virtual switch interface. You can just say interface VLAN 10, you give it an IP address. And then you can go interface VLAN 20, give it an IP, and so forth. However many VLANs you want to be able to route between them. And the last thing that I mentioned is you can create a trunk here. This switch, if it's the 3550s, the iOS defaults to the old Cisco standard, so what you have to do, you have to set the encapsulation .1Q. So you have to do that first, then you can set it as a trunk, and then you can set up trunking with our other switch using .1Q tag. Access list. Okay. We're talking about access list here on a router. Access control list, we talked about standard. You can either permit or deny source address, where it's coming from. Okay? So you can create access control entries. Here's one. Here's one. So we have a scenario here. We created these entries, and so let me switch colors here. So entries go into a list. Access control lists are executed down. If it finds a match, it does what's there. If it doesn't find a match, it goes to the next entry. Okay? So we have these. So we did an example. Access list 10, that's a standard. We're going to deny if we get a match here And the way this wildcard works is if it's zeros, it compares. If it's not zeros, it ignores. So what it's going to do is it's going to look at this part of the address. And I'm going to put that access, okay, and we can apply the access. Let me go another color here. We can apply the access to an interface either coming in or out. So I could apply that access list right here coming in. So when somebody from this network tries to get into this network, they are blocked. Their packets will be dropped. Now if they're coming from a different network, say they're coming from a blue network, and this line is not matched, they're not coming from that network, then this access line, since it wasn't matched, then it goes to the next one and it says permit any. So they are permitted in. Alright. More on that this coming week. Tech Den on Friday. We did a review last week, talked about future projects from 9 to about 10. We did a little bit of the attendance project, and then here we did a little bit of an introduction to game design and used Unreal Engine as our demo. Alright, future tech dens, we're gonna do some wiring, look at that next week. There's no tech den on April 6th, so it'll be like April 13th or something like that. We're going to look at wiring, maybe Raspberry Pis, a couple other things like that. If you have ideas, let me know. That's it.